Hello, everybody. Welcome. And hello, Barbara Elder. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, Miriam. I'm very well, thank you. And great to see you again.
Well, I'm so happy to see you again. Here we are celebrating the launch of your second children's book. Please tell everybody the name of the book.
The name of the book is The Kindness Bus, and I have it
Mm,
here beside me that you can get a look at it. You
Perfect.
can
So
see it, the kind.
beautiful. So beautiful. So fun. I see some dancing there. Can you
Yes,
tell everybody what is the Kindness Bus about and who would you
yeah.
say it's for?
My book is about a group of kids with no prior connection who take the school bus every day. They are an eclectic mix of personalities. Shy kids, outgoing kids, stuck up kids, lonely kids, with essentially nothing in common, until they find themselves with a very special bus driver with a magnetic, infectious personality who strikes an immediate connection with them through music, song, and dance. And he's able to get the kids to release their inhibitions, to engage with each other, and to reveal the best of themselves, especially generosity of spirit, inclusiveness, and kindness. In the end, they become a tight, cohesive group of friends. Um, I also want to say that there are three elements woven into the book. The first is the power of adult modeling to shape positive behavior in children. Second is the power of music, which plays a particularly powerful role in the book because as each day's bus journey unfolds, rhythm and song become a unifying force, turning an everyday bus ride into a shared experience full of joy, laughter, and connection. And
Yes.
thirdly, there's the power of the kindness and gratitude to build an inclusive environment where everyone feels that they belong.
Hmm. Well, Barbara, you wrote a beautiful book, a fun story.
Thank you.
I felt like I should be moving when I was reading the book. And just I love seeing the examples of exactly what you just said. Who would you
Yeah.
say that this book is for? What age group?
Well, technically it's for 4 to 8, but I believe that kids from 8 up to say 12 would also enjoy it.
Mm,
Um, my granddaughter and her friends certainly enjoy reading it still. And so I feel that it would be applicable because an older child would grasp the message more readily
definitely.
than a younger kid. So I feel up to 12 years old, I think is appropriate to read the
Excellent.
book.
Excellent. And what is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from the book?
Um, for most kids, the bus ride to and from school is often not given a passing thought. But by highlighting in this book the excitement and adventures on Bus 252, it is my hope that both kids and the adults in their lives will learn to appreciate and celebrate the powerful ways that kindness and gratitude can shape the world around us, and how
Mhm.
even the smallest acts of kindness can ripple outward and transform a group of individuals into a caring community.
Yes, yeah, and that's what it's about. I love that you have
Yes,
these messages woven into the story, kindness, inclusivity, just being nice to one
absolutely.
another. And
Exactly.
Barbara, yes, hold the book out up for one more moment. I want to let everybody know this book, The Kindness Bus, is available today on Amazon. So please go there, grab a copy of this book, share it with the kids in your life, and also maybe even grab a copy for the bus driver. Why not gift this book to the people in your life? So, Barbara,
Absolutely.
yes, and this is the second book that we've been able to publish with you, and I'm so
Mhm.
happy about that. Show us the first book and tell us a little bit about your first book.
Yeah. My first book is Sniffle, Snuffle, Blow, which did very well overall on Amazon. I'm very proud of it. It won 4 different book awards,
Oh,
and
great.
it's a completely different style book. Um, it's about, well, it was based on my granddaughter, inspired by her also, but when she was much younger, and she had a problem in that she sniffled a lot and she didn't know how to blow her nose. She hadn't mastered the art. And despite her grandmother's tireless efforts to try to teach her, she just couldn't get it right. So it really is a story about I did it, perseverance, triumph in the end by just being determined to master the skill and rise into the challenge. Because in the end, um, she absolutely learns how to blow her nose and does it beautifully and is very proud of herself, as is her grandmother of her and her friends. So it's a triumph over a challenge is the theme really
Hmm.
of that book.
I like that. I like that. Well, friends, both books are available on Amazon. So go there, grab a copy of the book. They're there in soft cover, paperback, hardcover, and also ebook format. And Barbara, once you wrote the first book, which just published last year,
Yes,
you have been a busy woman.
I've
Tell
been
us what is
very busy.
yes, what inspired you to write another book?
Well, several factors. I was inspired, of course, by the tremendous success of my first book and by the fun and excitement that I experienced because of that. And I was also inspired by the confidence that I gained
Mm,
by the positive experience of my first book, and inspired by this new exciting chapter that had opened for me as a newly published author. In fact, I was tickled pink that I could now introduce myself at bookstores, libraries, schools as a newly published local author. I found that
mm,
very fulfilling and very exciting. But my greatest inspiration to write this second book was you and your course, Miriam. Um,
mm,
I just consider it a tremendous gift, and to have had the opportunity yet again, I thought should be seized and not dismissed. To have an entire team, so professional, so competent, working on your behalf, from our editor, our personal one-on-one author coach, the book design publishing team, every element, every little detail is addressed so competently, so professionally, that as I say, it's a gift that shouldn't be overlooked if you get the opportunity.
mm.
That's how I
I
viewed it.
appreciate I appreciate you, Barbara. Thank you. That's very
And of
kind.
course, speaking also as a senior citizen and grandmother, finally, belonging to that particular species, often considered past our prime and
Mm,
irrelevant and incapable of making any further contribution to society, I find it particularly empowering and exciting to be enjoying another opportunity to create something meaningful and of value in the life of a
mm,
child.
hmm.
Never too
I
old.
love, yes, for sure. I love how you put that. It's a new chapter for you, Barbara, and
Yes,
we're so happy for you. We're so excited. What would
thank
you
you.
say? Well, how would you say the process was different the second time? Is there anything that stands out? How was it different the second time from the first time?
I think the second time you're certainly more confident, having
Hmm.
been there, done that, but you're also more aware this time of all the elements involved in the process. The first time, you do have the elements, the book editing, the author coach, the book design team, etc. But you're not so, you're still sort of not very conscious about all the little bits and pieces that have to go into to producing a book. And I
Hmm.
think that the second time around, um, the editing tips, for example, that we learned, the painstaking efforts of our editing team, things like how to distill our story with restraint, how to give agency to the child and not allow the adults to take over the narrative, how to show and not simply tell. These editing tips are invaluable, and I think they had far more of an impact the second time around than the first. And I also think that the second time around, we're more conscious of thinking strategically, not
Right.
just wanting to get our book published any which way.
Yes.
We are thinking about bestseller rank, marketing strategies. We think more in depth the second time around. We have
Hmm.
grown, we're matured as writers. So I think that's invaluable too.
Yes, for sure. And would you say, well, we know that doing something new, even though it's the second time, it's still fairly new. It comes with some challenges. Was
Mhm.
there a challenge that you can think of when writing this book? What was the biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge, amazingly, is the same biggest challenge that I had the first time around, which is just putting myself out there and,
Yes.
out in the world because the social media landscape, as we all know, can be merciless. And I'll give you an example. I was part of a book review group. Each of
Hmm.
us would review books from other writers and write thoughtful, meaningful reviews and so on and so forth. Until one day I checked my email, a new review had come in, and I read it, and it said, um, I wrote it down. A girl finally learns how to blow her nose, dot, dot, dot. And that's about it. So when I saw this review, to be honest, I felt demeaned and disrespected as a writer and a bit angry because, my goodness, take some time to put some thought into it. And, just as the writer has put thought into the book itself. I just thought that
Right.
was extremely disrespectful. But anyway, I learned from that experience to forget about it, develop to shed my thin skin, as it were, and not take any of it personally. And I
Hmm.
made a determined effort from then on just to have fun with the process, enjoy it all, learn as much as you possibly could, and make the most of this tremendous learning experience to develop and to
Hmm.
grow
I
and
like
to
that.
and to develop my skills. So I just put it aside, shoved it aside, and carried on regardless.
Yes. Yes. And really that's really so important for each one of us to continue growing. And
Yes.
somebody's lack of review does not affect you, Barbara. I'm so glad that you're
Yeah.
continuing and wrote another amazing book. So let
Thank
me
you.
ask you about this book. Did you have the same illustrator that you had for the first book, or is it a new illustrator?
No, interestingly enough, I switched illustrators, which is a very risky thing, I know, because it's part
Yeah.
of a series, the Jessica series. But I did it specifically because my illustrator was wonderful the first time around, but her illustrations are very soft and whimsical, and they were ideally suited to that book and that story.
Right.
This
Hmm.
story is so much more about infectious joy and exhilaration and spirit and happiness and excitement that I was very drawn to the illustration portfolio of my second author, whose name is Emanuela Manello from
Hmm.
Rome, Italy. And her drawings are much more bright and impactful. And I just thought that this was ideal for this particular book. And so I decided to go with her and to take the
Hmm.
chance. And I
Well,
think that
hmm.
her bright, vivid colors are what are suited, in my opinion,
Yes.
for this book, rather than a soft palette like the former one. So we'll
I
see.
agree. Yes. Well, she did a beautiful job. Like I said, the illustrations make me want to get up and dance. They're that
Yes,
vivid. So you did a good job choosing. So, Barbara, how does it feel now having,
I just hold
yeah,
it
they're
up.
beautiful. They're beautiful. I love the colors. Now, I want to ask you, how does it feel having another children's book out in the world?
I feel very proud, extremely proud that I persevered and that I did it. And it's a huge milestone for me. I also feel very honored and privileged that I've had this opportunity to write and publish a second book. And again, like I said, I owe a debt of gratitude to you, Miriam, and your amazing team for making all of this possible. And I'm extremely excited and can't wait to see the impact that this book will hopefully have on the kids who read it. Of course, I'm also nervous. It's nervous excitement because you hope against hope that your book will be well received. And but all in all, I am very happy at how proud and excited my granddaughter is now that her story is about to be published. So that has made the
Oh.
whole process worthwhile for me.
Yes. Oh, so exciting. I always love knowing that there are children involved and your grandchildren, your granddaughter, and then your
Yes.
grandson also. I
Son.
know he's younger, but
Yes.
just to know that they're proud of their grandma, that grandma is doing these things, that she's going for
Yes.
her dreams. Just what a beautiful example. Beautiful
Yes.
example.
Yes. We stuck
Yeah.
in a little drawing of him, my little grandson. You know that it's so nice when the author will give you these little, allow you to take these little liberties with her drawings.
Oh,
And she
yes, the
had
illustrator.
the
Hmm.
illustrator, sorry, the illustrator, and she had drawn this page with the two friends designing the card
Yes.
for their bus driver, and it had a duck or something, a picture of a duck on the wallpaper. And I sent her a picture of my grandson and asked her if she could replace the duck with a little drawing, just discreet, tucking it in of him. And she did. And it's hard to see here on the screen, of course, but he's there in the
Hmm.
middle somewhere. And he has seen that, and his mom has seen it, and his dad, who is my son, and my granddaughter, and they're all so excited that his name is Kingston, that Kingston is included in this book
Oh,
as well.
good.
And he's very happy and very excited to see
Well,
his little
that's
picture.
fun.
So
That's fun. It's
yes,
always nice when we can put in a little bit of our personal things into the books as
absolutely.
authors. Yes. So, Barbara, what advice do you have now for an author who is thinking about publishing their second book? What advice would you have for them?
Um, I would say that there is more fun and excitement the second time around. So my advice would be to go for it. Now that we're all more familiar with the process, I think that the
Hmm.
second time around we're more relaxed and at ease. So the feeling of satisfaction and exhilaration is even more profound the second time around. So I think that should this opportunity present itself, a prospective author should go for it. Um, because I feel that we can never have enough professional guidance. There's always more to learn and to observe and to
Hmm.
absorb. And when I see so many aspiring authors on the internet who don't have a team working for them, but they're doing it independently, and you see so many of these expressions of frustration, desperate for help and advice and guidance, I realize how fortunate we who have taken the plunge with your course are. And I feel very good about that. So I think that left on our own, we may just feel that our book is good to go, but we're just never quite sure.
Yeah.
Whereas with an author who has an editor, coach, author coach, and all the rest of it, we can be confident that when your team has finished with our book, I call it, they have scrubbed it, rinsed it, shined it, and polished it. Your book is good to go, and we can be confident that it is a first class product that
Mm.
will make you proud. So this is what I would like to advise authors thinking about it the second time.
Great. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Okay, friends watching, make sure to go to Amazon today, grab a copy of The Kindness Bus, and also look for Barbara's first book. But besides going to Amazon, where else can people find you, Barbara?
People can find me on my website. First of all, can read about lots of other things along with the books on my website, which is barbaraandelder.com.
Hmm.
And they can also, there's a buy now button on the website, which will take them to the Amazon site to
Okay,
purchase the book. Um, I'm also on Facebook, Barbara Elder Author, and on Instagram, barbara.elder.author. So
excellent.
I'm out there, findable,
Okay,
discoverable.
good. Good. Go find Barbara, everybody. Make sure to go find Barbara. Barbara, before we go, is there anything else that you would like to share or anything that you wish I would have asked you?
Well, I would like to, again, give a shout out to my illustrator, Emanuela Manella. I think that her bright, vivid colors, her art is beautiful. And I'm very happy that I made that decision to go with her. Secondly, I'd like to express my deep respect and admiration for your indispensable team.
Mm.
Um, First of all, my lovely author coach, Liliana, whose patience and persistence and professionalism, her helpful tips, always keeping me accountable at all times, I think were invaluable. And I'm very indebted to her. Secondly, of
Mm.
course, my editor, Sharon, who I referred to last time around as the golden nugget of the course. I still think she is because she works magic on a manuscript.
Yes.
I just think it's absolutely amazing how she can take your rambling manuscript and turn it into something crisp and delightful. She's just wonderful. And of
Mhm.
course, the book design publishing team, Allison, Tammy, Jillian, Samantha, Julie. I don't want to name anymore because I might forget someone's name and then feel terrible about it.
Yeah.
But I would like to thank them so much for again, for their professionalism, their patience, their persistence. They're always there to answer any silly comment that you have or bit of advice or help that you need. They respond immediately, and they are just truly delightful to work with. And I really want to give them a shout out and to
Yes.
tell them how grateful I am for them. And last but by no means least, of course, is you, Miriam, at the head of the whole team, who has done such a wonderful, wonderful job and has made this experience possible for so many of us by your
Mm.
course, by all the work that you do. So we are indebted to you, and I thank you so much for everything that you
Mm.
have done to make this dream possible. Thank you.
Barbara, thank you. That's so kind. That's so kind. It is my pleasure. We do what we love to do. Barbara,
Yes.
it has been such a pleasure. I hope that you celebrate today your second book launch. I hope that everybody goes purchases this book because these are the types of books we really need to be sharing with the children today. So, Barbara, make sure to enjoy your day. I know your family is so proud of you also. And thank you, friends,
Thank
for
you.
being here. Thank you. Thanks, Barbara. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye then.